Students at one school are allowed to run naked through campus as long as they're wearing a mask. One Ivy League university is encouraging its students to snitch on each other for misgendering, and we have the latest updates on the Arizona State University and Kyle Rittenhouse saga. I'm Ophelie Jacobson, and this is the Campus Countdown. For our number 3 story of the week, Stanford University's Naked Run is part of an old school tradition, but this year they will not be fully in the nude. The university has asked that the streakers wear masks, even multiple, to complement their birthday suit. The Naked Run is an old tradition that occurs as part of an annual pep rally hosted by the university's Ram's Head Theatrical Society. A column in the Stanford Review calls the pep rally a flamboyant, often shocking musical theater event written by students and performed the week before the big game of football against Cal Berkeley. The Stanford Review reports that ahead of this year's events, students received an email from one of the show's producers informing them that masks are mandatory and that they could wear as little clothes as they want, keeping in mind that it is a naked run. Quote, wear whatever makes you comfortable, whether you're going full out or leaving a bit of room for imagination, bras and underwear, but keep in mind it is a naked run. So, the email reportedly read, you're required to wear a face mask that covers both your nose and your mouth. You can wear more aesthetic masks on top of it. First of all, this has to be one of the weirdest and most uncomfortable school traditions that I have ever heard of. As you can see, students are really getting an enriching experience when they attend a higher education institution in the United States of America. But back to this whole mask policy. This is nothing but performative theater. Stanford University is still implementing these strict COVID regulations despite a 95% vaccination rate among its students. According to Campus Reform, the current policy requires all students, faculty, and staff to receive mandatory testing at least once a week, sometimes more, depending on vaccination status and other factors. So if the vaccines and all of these regulations truly work, why are we still requiring students to wear masks outside? We have gotten to the point in society where wearing no clothes is considered more acceptable than wearing no mask. I mean, this is insane. In the year 2021, you can walk around on campus with no clothes on, but you can't walk around campus without a mask on. It seems as if college administrators get their way, masks will be here to stay. Again, forget the clothes. As long as you're wearing a mask, you're following school guidelines, even if you're running around naked. Moving on to our second top story of the week, one Ivy League university is encouraging its students to snitch on each other for not using the correct pronouns or for misgendering. Columbia University recently published a video detailing for students the use of fringe transgender pronouns like ze, her, and encouraging them to report their peers for refusing to use others' chosen pronouns. The video was uploaded to the university's YouTube account in September and is featured on a university webpage that provides information to, quote, help you to learn more about pronouns in use, gender identity, and other resources. The video, titled Why Pronouns Matter, highlights the supposed importance of presenting one's pronouns to others in day-to-day activities, such as adding them to social media bios and emails. The university presents various types of pronouns and how to properly use them when referring to others, offering examples like they, them, she, them, ze, her, per, pers, and I, am. The video warns students that intentionally misgendering someone by refusing to use the correct pronouns or name is a violation of the Columbia University non-discrimination policy, and encourages students to visit Columbia's website if they need to report an incident. This is nothing new. The Leadership Institute's Campus Reform has been reporting on the trend of colleges and universities pushing these pronouns on its students by including them on name tags, emails, and even social media posts. The media and left-wing professors are committed to making higher education a safe space for their students while also pushing their radical leftist agenda in every single corner of academia. And for our top story of the week, some good news out of Arizona State University. The school has rejected students' demands by refusing to ban Kyle Rittenhouse from future enrollment at the school. In an email to Campus Reform, an ASU spokesperson stated that Rittenhouse's application would be treated as any other would be should he apply in the future. Quote, as a university that measures itself by whom it includes and how they succeed, should he choose to seek admission in the future, his application will be processed as any other would be, the school told Campus Reform. Rittenhouse unenrolled from the university sometime between original reports of his enrollment and last week, a move the school says that was made by Rittenhouse himself. ASU told Campus Reform this in an email just one day after several student groups at Arizona State University protested to get Kyle Rittenhouse off their campus, calling him a racist murderer. The protest happened even after it was revealed that Rittenhouse was no longer enrolled in ASU's online program. Unfortunately, the students who protested seem to have no respect for nor understanding of how the American justice system works. The jury ruled that Rittenhouse was not guilty on all counts, yet these students continue to label him as a violent, bloodthirsty murderer. I would encourage these students to take some time to watch the full trial, look at the facts, watch some of the interviews that Rittenhouse has done, and really determine for themselves what they think of Rittenhouse and what happened last year. I think many of them would be surprised to find out that Rittenhouse is not the monster that the media and elected officials have been painting him to be over the past 12 months. And the sad part is, even if Kyle does get into ASU and is able to attend class in person and on campus, I'm afraid at how these students are going to treat him. I mean, you just take a look at some of the videos that have come out of these protests. You see so much hatred and disrespect for Kyle, and he isn't even on campus yet. I'm not worried about him actually getting into ASU. I'm more worried about how he's going to be treated once he does set foot on campus. And now for our woke tweet of the week. Videos on Twitter show leftist students absolutely losing their minds over Matt Walsh speaking at St. Louis University. The Daily Wire commentator went to the school on December 1st to give a speech titled "Why the Pro-Life Movement is Center Stage in the Culture War." Upon his arrival, students took to the streets with signs to protest Walsh's presence on campus. Let's take a look at the footage that Campus Reform has reported on.
Tell me what a woman is. Can you define a woman? I can be here if I want to be here. Hey, can anyone tell me what a woman is? That was my challenge.
When I look at these videos, I see children, not adults. And keep in mind, this is the next generation of Americans. Instead of teaching their students to be mature young adults, colleges and universities are allowing their students to be immature and childish and to cry and scream whenever they feel uncomfortable. This just goes to show how intolerant leftist students on campus are. This event was completely optional. You didn't have to go if you didn't feel comfortable going. Yet these students are sending a strong message that they don't want anyone with a differing viewpoint on campus. They would rather their college campus be an echo chamber where only one viewpoint is accepted and talked about. Those are all the top stories we have for you this week. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe. You can also follow along with all of the college craziness on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Campus Reform. As always, we'll be back next week with another episode of the Campus Countdown. But for now, I'm Ophelie Jacobson. Thanks for watching.